KaTeX Python Solver, a way to solve math equations using Python inside your Markdown files. You use it to run Python inside LaTeX, so your math equations can actually compute values as they render. You start with normal LaTeX in Markdown. Now you add py to run Python inside your math. Then you call this, and it evaluates the expression you just wrote. If you want it cleaner, you concatenate text with the value. When you want reuse, you assign equals this to store the expression. Later, you call myVar, and it evaluates instantly. Next, you turn symbols into placeholders with param. You wrap A and B with param to make placeholders. Then you store the template the same way as before. Now, str of ratio.bind gives you LaTeX with values filled in. If you want, you store the bound expression in a variable too. Then you show the fraction and its numeric value together. Or you pass values directly to this to bind and evaluate in one step. Now you format it with an F string for a clean output line. Finally, you chain bind and evaluation to show both forms in one line. Now you control substitutions with bind and unbind. You bind A and B to replace param A and param B. You can bind partially and keep the rest as placeholders. Bind modifies expr in place, so expr keeps the bound values. Then you call unbind and it resets back to the original template. You can chain binds to override A while keeping B locked in, and unbind with no args restores everything. Next, you decide what gets replaced with replace this and replace all. If you return a value, it appears after py automatically, like a notebook. Replace this swaps only the py part with the value. Now you use an F string to format it with an equal sign. Replace all replaces the entire block with your value, so anything else in that block gets ignored, only the value remains. Replace all with an empty string deletes the entire block, and multiple replace this calls work independently in one block. Now you use it on something real, solving quadratics. You write the quadratic template with param A, B, and C. Then you store it as quad using quad equals this. Now you bind coefficients for example 1, and you solve for x and you get the roots. Next, you unbind and bind new coefficients for example 2, and you solve again to get the new roots. Finally, keep this quick reference in your head. Py name equals this means you store the expression. Py replace this value means you output a value. Py replace all value means you replace the entire block. Param var means you create a parameter placeholder. Bind A equals 1, B equals 2 means you substitute values. Unbind means you reset to the original. Name parentheses means you evaluate the expression. Str name means you get the LaTeX string. But wait, there's more. You can take this even further with Markdown LaTeX PDF Builder. You execute entire code blocks directly inside your Markdown, then use those variables in KaTeX equations. Perfect for model training documentation, research papers, or any technical report where you need live computation. KaTeX Python Solver works as a plugin inside it, giving you even more features. Build professional PDFs with real-time calculations embedded right in your documents. That is KaTeX Python Solver. You learn it once, you reuse it everywhere, and you ship.